F-Zero GP Legend. Story Mode. Zoda Story. Woohoo! You can tell I've been enjoying this game so far, haven't you? Well, thankfully we're into the final set of story missions. We can finally move on from the boredom of cutscene and uninteresting gameplay. Ah, so that's what Dr. Clash invented. Random shot of Black Shadow for no reason. I don't see why that's there. Something was off? What was off? Why are you showing us a monochrome shot of your machine? That doesn't tell us anything. So the first mission is one of those get the heck away from somebody who's chasing you missions. Like the one Samurai Goro had, only it's a little trickier to Zoda's machine. I don't really like the Death Anchor. You can see that I'm doing a poor job controlling it. I mean, it controls okay, and it's got an okay boost, but its durability is beyond awful. Like, you can see that just slamming into the wall once brings me to near death right there. But fortunately, we're far enough away from Rick and Captain Falcon that it doesn't really matter how many walls we crash into. Well, if I crash into a wall one more time, I'm dead, but beyond that... Also, you become invincible during the little victory lap there. I don't know, I noticed these things because there's nothing else to say. And conveniently, Biorex is here to switch machines with Zoda. Yeah, perfect timing indeed. You know, it would be really interesting if we were using Biorex's machine in the next race, and why is this shot also monochrome? Is it an emulator problem? If it was an emulator problem, that would be really silly. But no, we're back to using the Death Anchor in the next race, because apparently, I don't know, he had a spare machine or something? I think that's the explanation for your extra lives in Grand Prix modes, so I suppose that works. And this cutscene is exactly the same, except you don't see Black Shadow at first. Darn shame we don't have to destroy Black Shadow's machine this time, we just have to win the race.
3, 2, 1, go!
And you know, the thing about this course is, there's really nothing that makes the whole illusions gimmick of you fall off the course, you die instantly. This course, I don't think really uses that gimmick a whole lot, because, you know, you can see that most of the course is wide open. I mean, sure, there's that little... There's this one part coming up where the course is very narrow, but you're going straight, so it doesn't really matter. There is the branching path off to the right there, and again, it's straight and there's nothing but a dash plate. Here's where it matters the most. I have never taken that right path because I don't care to. If there's a dash plate there, I'm probably going to fall off. Well, I don't think I would fall off, but it doesn't hurt to be cautious.
2 laps to go.
Not to mention the lack of guardrails actually undermines the Death Anchor's weakness that I just complained about in the previous stage. Now well, better luck next time for this guy.
Final lap. You got a new booster.
I've got a new booster, hooray! Illusion's music is pretty epic. Shame it's not played in the final stage or anything, you know.
Go!
It would actually be a lot more epic if instead of in the final course they just put Illusion's music over it, no matter what place you were actually in. I don't know. Hooray, you won the race and are therefore the universe's emperor. What does that even... Races solve everything. Oh, and it's Octoman this time. That must be Biorex and Octoman's purpose in Dark Million. Like, they were just mooks in the TV show, but here they just sort of sub out for people when they're losing a race. Or in this case, I'm pretty sure Octoman switched with Black Shadow like at the beginning because he was racing so horribly. And you know what's going to happen here. That sound effect was just perfectly timed. And then you go and switch the music again, like right after you already switched it. Stop changing the music like every 5 seconds. That's not... It's kind of disorienting. Maybe just a little. Lisa, you're not in control of the player anymore. You can't win. Yeah, this is the exact same course.
2, ready, go!
I'm lucky the Death Anchor's playstyle is a lot different from the Panzer Emeralds, and right there I tried to side attack her, but I had forgotten that I had actually switched the controls. Now, what I did was, I looked around in the controls menu on the options screen. What I did was, by default, you do a side attack by double tapping L or R, but I don't like that. And also by default, you execute a boost by holding down L and R, and I don't like that either. So what I did was, I switched boost to the B button because nobody's going to use the brakes anyways. The brakes are also on the... I also put the brakes on the up button. Just because... So now I boost with B, and to side attack I hold down L and R and push in a direction, and I guess that works a little better. I don't know, I still think the GBA would need like an extra button or two in order to like to have the perfect number of buttons for an F-Zero game, but still, F-Zero Climax controlled pretty nicely, and we'll be getting to that in about 5 more videos. I guess it's nice to know that GP Legend at least has a fair amount of replay value, even if it did wind up being boring in the end. There's no way she can catch me. In fact, I almost wish the race would continue on for another lap or two, so I could, like, be a full lap ahead of her, but no, that would be even more boring. Oh, and I almost messed up there. You do not want to hit that jump plate. That's like the one jump plate you don't want to hit, because you might not be able to turn fast enough in order to avoid falling off. There's no real need to be fancy anymore. There we are.
Congratulations! You won first place!
I've won first place. What a startling revelation. And you get $500,000 money for that. Like, that was really worth it. This is almost insulting, though. Nothing changes as a result. Like, because watch this. Yeah, that's the same line as in Lisa's story, and the same thing happens too. We presumably crash. We actually don't crash because suddenly Fire Field! Why are we suddenly in Fire Field? I thought it was implied that Zoda's machine crashed. Or maybe he just, like, ran away as soon as he crashed. Or... I don't know. I'm not gonna think about it. All I know is we're back in Fire Field once again. Yeah, that's almost how I feel about winding up in Fire Field, Zoda. Actually, he's going down in water because, you know, Big Blue. Wow. Even my own jokes are failing to impress me. So, I actually love the objective here. Destroy all the enemy machines. And apologies for that cutaway, because I actually did die once on this course.
Ready? Fire!
So, the theme of Fire Field Wreckage Circuit is Mines Everywhere, and what an appropriate name. There's no better name for this course than Wreckage Circuit, because that's what's going to happen. Hitting even one of the mines seems to result in your demise, especially considering this is Zoda's machine we're playing with. But apparently... Oh, that enemy machine actually died to the landmines. That's pretty cool. But the thing is, you can see that I just had to side attack that guy one time and he died.
You've got a new booster.
And it's actually going to take a couple of side attacks to get rid of this machine. But the thing is, it seems like all of the machines in the destruction missions die in like one hit. Like somebody asked me, and I can't really confirm or deny that it's actually true. Oh, but that was a close shave there. But you know, it just feels like that. Even though some of the enemy machines here have a D in body and the Death Anchor's body rating is E, I don't know. If you do actually kill them all in one hit during the destruction missions just because the game says so, then that's really stupid in my opinion. Because, you know, it's not challenging to just side attack them once. We saw how challenging that is back in Lisa's, well, not Lisa's, Black Shadow's first mission. And there's not even that many machines either. The game makes this big deal about Zoda wrecking all of the other racers. There's like only... How many were there? 4. There's only 4 other racers. Like if you wanted to make a death race, sort of, you know, that would be fun. Being able to death race again. But I suppose I've got to go back to my old Nintendo 64 for that. Or just play Chapter 4 of GX. At least I was able to occupy myself for the entirety of that race. There's only one stage left. We are finally done with story mode. At least the payout is nice. Repeat that 2 more times and I don't have to grind. Now, why is there a shot of Zoda's machine here? Couldn't you have a shot of, like, all of the wreckage we've caused? That would be pretty satisfying. Mr. Zero here just decides to nickname Zoda because he can. I don't know why Zoda's machine decided to hover in place there. I wasn't aware we had orders. Ah, yes, the race against Rick. Guess where we're headed? Yep, you guessed it. How about none, because I'm going to finish in first, like way ahead of everyone else. And here we have the whole dramatic spiel about the Dragon Bird's brakes being messed up. Nobody uses brakes. You should have shut off his boost instead. But then again, that would make Zoda's version of the race too easy. You know what's going to happen, don't you? Because it's the same course yet again. I've had to race Slip Highway 3 times now, and as a little preview for what's going to happen next, Slip Highway shows up in the game's Zero test mode, and you can take advantage of the same shortcut. Spoiler alert. Actually, not a spoiler, really, because everyone practically knows how to do that trick. Well, everyone who's played, at least. I don't think anyone actually played GP Legend. Like, I don't know, this game didn't sell well, and the TV show didn't do very well, but then again, they did cut the TV show after 15 English episodes. Well, whatever the reason, this is the last F-Zero game we've seen in America, and I've talked about this in the past. Okay, don't boost there. Lesson learned.
You got a new booster.
Why don't we cut ahead to the final lap, huh? Yeah, that wasn't something you should do either. I lost a lot of speed from doing that. Yeah, that's how you do it. I even picked up that dash like that I almost never hit.
Finish! Congratulations!
I have a feeling my time could have been a whole lot better. Probably. You won a single race, Zoda, and you crashed anyways. How did that happen? Oh wait, Black Shadow must have put a bomb on it. Wait, what? That doesn't... And absolutely nothing happens as a result. We're, like, back to... whatever. That's the end of Zoda's story.